In this video, we will learn to pass journal entries which is related with forfeiture of share and partial reissue of shares. Means all the shares that after forfeiture are not reissued, but only a part of the shares will be reissued. Now for this we are taking question number 16 from NCERT book, that is accounting for share capital. Question number 16 is there. In the very beginning, one more thing before I start passing the journal entries, I will tell that we will not be doing, means I will not be doing the narration, means only journal entries. I will be passing narration. I will be only orally, you can say saying, I will be only the journal entries will be passed, and because due to lack of space, I will not be writing the narration. So in the very first 20,000 equity shares are issued and applications are received for 30,000 and the application money is due. Whenever the application money is received, as you know, the bank account will be debited. Bank account debit. Moreover, it is mentioned in the question that equity shares are issued. So we will be also writing to equity shares instead of, if nothing is mentioned regarding equity or preference, we will be writing simply shares application account. But if equity share is mentioned, we have to write equity share application account. Equity share application account. Now the amount will be 60,000 because 30,000 shares are there and 2 rupees per shares are received. Application is 30,000. Now this is the first journal entry. Now it is mentioned that excess application money, all the shares were allotted, means allotment was done on pro rata basis and money overpaid on application was adjusted towards some DY allotment. Although it is mentioned that the money which is overpaid on application is adjusted toward allotment, even if it is not mentioned also, then also the application money is adjusted, excess application money is adjusted toward allotment. Now this application money will be transferred to share capital as well as share allotment account. The next entry will be equity share application account debit to equity share capital account to equity share allotment account. Out of this 60,000, the only 20,000 shares are issued. So 20,000 shares at the rate of rupees 2 per share will be transferred to share capital account because the application money was 2 rupees per share and only 20,000 shares were issued. So for share capital only 40,000 rupees will be transferred, that is 20,000 into 2, and the rest of the amount, that is 20,000, the money overpaid on application will be transferred to share allotment account. This will be the second journal entry. Means being equity share application account, application money transferred to share capital and excess adjusted toward allotment. That will be the narration. Next is money, Mr. Mohit, whom 400 shares were allotted, failed to pay allotment money and the first call, and his shares were forfeited after first call. Now after second call is to be made, and as we know in that is the allotment, 5 rupees is to be called along with premium, and the premium is rupees 3 per share. So for allotment, equity share allotment account debit to equity share capital account and to securities premium account. Now the balance on allotment, 5 rupees is being called, means 20,000 equity shares are there at the rate of rupees 5, that is, it will amount to 1 lakh rupees, that is the 1 lakh amount will be due, and 3 rupees is the premium. So in securities premium, 3 rupees at the rate 3 rupees on 20,000 shares, it will come to 60,000, will be transferred to securities premium, and the balance, that is 40,000, will be transferred to equity share capital account. Now important thing is to be noted that here we will also solve this question by opening costing area account. We will be doing this question by opening costing area account, although it is not mentioned in the question. In the previous video I have also told that questions can be solved if nothing is mentioned in the question. by whether if calls or if any amount is in arrear, you can solve the question by opening calls in arrear account or without opening calls in arrear account. But I will be doing this question by opening calls in arrear account, and it is also good that we should make a practice to solve the question as per by opening calls in arrear account. But because sometime in the question or in examination it is specifically asked to write the journal entries by opening calls in arrear account. So it is better that whenever we write the journal entries, we write by opening the calls in arrears account also. Here Mohit has not paid, who was allotted 400 sir, had not paid the allotment money. Means there will be calls in arrear will be there. First of all, bank account will be debited for the amount which will be received. Next the calls in arrear will be debited, calls in arrears. That will also be debited for the unpaid amount to equity share allotment account. Now, as we know, at the time of allotment, 1 lakh is due. At the time of allotment, 1 lakh is due. Out of this, 2,000 was already adjusted from the money which was overpaid on allotment, which was overpaid at the time of application. So 2,000 will not be received because it is already been transferred to equity share allotment account. So we will be receiving 80,000. The company will be receiving. But now 400 shares were allotted to Mohit, and he has not paid the 400 shares were allotted to Mohit, and he has not paid the allotment money. Now, important thing regarding this, as we know, the shares were allotted on pro rata basis. Say 20,000 was the allotted. Allotted was 20,000. 30,000 was applied. 30,000 shares were applied. As we know, pro rata allotment was done. It is already mentioned that 30,000 application were received and allotment was done on pro rata basis. Now, let's just calculate. 20,000 was the allotted, application was 30,000. If allotted is 1, applied will be 30,000 divided by 20,000. It will be the applied. Now, Mohit was allotted 400. So, what has he applied for? His application would have been for how much? 30,000 divided by 20,000 into 400. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. It will come to 200. Means 3 to the 6. It will come to. It means Mohit has applied for 600 shares. It means Mohit had applied for 600 shares. Now, since Mohit had applied for 600 shares and application money was 2 rupees per share, it means he would have paid 1200 at the time of application, but he was allotted only 400 shares. So 400 into 2, that is only 800 amount was used. Mohit 800 was used for application, and rest of the amount, that is 400 extra, would have been transferred to the share allotment account. Now this Mohit had not paid. Mohit had not paid the allotment money. It means he has not paid the 400. He has already, you can say, he has already paid this. 400 has been transferred to allotment account. Now since he was allotted 400 shares, and as we know, allotment money is rupees 5 per share. That is, it comes to 2,000. Out of this, 400 has already been transferred. Means Mohit 400 excess money has already been transferred to allotment account. Means actually Mohit should have paid only 1600 at the time of allotment, and now this amount Mohit had not paid. This 1600 only Mohit had not paid. It means the calls in arrear will be 1600 only. Calls in arrear will be 1600 only. So now, as we know, we have calculated it, that amount due on allotment is 80,000. So equity share allotment account will be credited to be 80,000. Out of this, 1600 has been not paid. So what is the remaining amount? 78,400. This is the amount which will be received at the time of, which was received at the time of allotment, because only 1600 was not paid by Mohit, because the actual amount due by Mohit for at the time of allotment of 2000, of this 400 was already, his application money was already in excess, and it was already transferred to allotment account. Out of this, 2400 has already been transferred, so only the amount which Mohit should have paid is 1600, and which he has not paid at the time of allotment. Now let us come to this first call. Again, first call will be made, and 3 rupees is the first call. 20,000 shares at the rate of rupees 3 each. Entry will be equity share first call. Account debit to equity share capital account. Now, the first call is 3 rupees per share into 20,000. It will come to 60,000. This is the narration you will be writing, being equity share first call money due. Now again, the first call was not paid by Mohit. It is mentioned that Mohit did not pay the allotment money as well as the first call money. So Mohit was allotted 400 shares, and the first call money is 3 rupees per share. 400 into 3, 1200. This money Mohit has not paid at the time of first call. Next, it is also mentioned that Mr. Jolly, whom 600 shares were allotted, failed to pay the 2 calls. It means Mr. Jolly has also failed to pay the first call as well as the second call. Means 600 shares of Jolly at that is first call 3, that is 6 3 18. Means Jolly has also not paid the first call. So total amount not paid at the time of first call is 3,000. Means this was the first call which was made. Out of this, 3,000 has not been paid. So 3,000 will be calls in here. Now the entry will be bank account debit. Bank account debit. Calls in arrears will also be debited. Calls in arrears account debit to equity share allotment account. Now equity share allotment account was 60,000. Out of this, 3,000 is calls in arrears. It means the rest of the amount is received. That is 15,000 is received. So the narration will be being equity share first call money. This is the first call. Sorry, this is not allotment money. This is the being equity share first call account. Being equity share first call money received except on 1,000 shares, 600, 400 of Mohit and 600 of Jolly. So simply you can write being equity share first call amount received except on 1,000 shares. Total 1,000 shares on which the application money, that is the first call money, is not received. Now let us come to the after first call Mohit's share will be forfeited. It is mentioned in the question that after the first call means share of Mohit had been forfeited. Now for forfeiture, as you know, the entry for forfeiture is first of all share capital account is debited with the number of shares into called up amount. The share capital will be debited. Equity share capital. Equity share capital account debit to calls in arrears account to share forfeiture account. Now equity share for first call, that is equity share capital is debited with the number of shares into called up amount, which actually 400 was the number of shares which is to be forfeited now, and the called up amount. Now let us see the called up amount. The called up amount is first of all 253 and the last call is also 3. Now this 5 rupees at the time of allotment is include rupees 3 as the premium also. So total it comes to 10. Now up to first call it has been made. Also we know since Mohit has not paid allotment, it means he has also not paid the premium also. Since Mohit has not paid the amount at the time of allotment, it means he had not paid the premium also. If premium has not been paid, then premium account, that is the securities premium account, will also be debited. If premium is not paid, then premium account is also to be debited. So we will be writing here securities premium account debit. Securities premium account debit. Securities premium will also be debited. Now that called up amount is 2 rupees plus 2 rupees plus 3 rupees. Totally come to 7 rupees at the rate of 7 rupees. Means 400 shares into 7. 400 shares into 7. It comes to 7 4 28. 2800. 3 rupees at that is a premium that has also been not paid. Now this will come to 4 3 1200. This is the securities premium which has not been paid, and the amount called up is 2800. Now the share forfeiture, as you know, Mohit had applied for, which we have calculated, Mohit had applied for 600 shares and he had paid only application money of rupees 2%, that is 6 to 1200 only he had paid. So 1200 will be the amount which will be forfeited. Means share forfeiture will be credited with the amount that is 1200, and call-in area that will be 2800. The balance amount will be call-in area. That is one thing. Next, you can also calculate this 2800 by a different method. Although we have this put this figure as a balancing figure, because total of this is 4000 and out of this 1200 is the forfeiture amount, rest is the, you can say, call-in area. Call-in area can also be, it is also mentioned here, what the call-in area you can see. Now Mohit has not paid the first call money, 400 into 3, that is 1200. That is the Mohit which he has not paid, because here we are forfeiting the share of Mohit only, and call-in area will be credited with the amount which Mohit had not paid. So 400 into 3, that is the first call amount which the Mohit had not paid. Now 400 into 5, that is, it comes to 2000. That was the amount which was to be paid at the time of allotment, 5 rupees at the time of allotment. Total it comes to 1200 plus 2000, it comes to 3200. It comes to 3200. But as you know, Mohit had applied for 600 shares, and out of this he was allotted only 400 shares. Means 200 shares application money at the rate of rupees 2, that is 400, was also transferred to, you can say, the allotment account. So out of rupees 2000, actually only 16,000 was due at the time of allotment. Out of rupees 2000, only 16,000 was due at the time of allotment, because out of this 2,000, 400 money was already transferred, that is the application, excess application money was transferred to allotment. So actual amount due at the time of allotment are 2,000, but out of this 400 was already paid. So the actual balance which was to be paid at the time of allotment was 1600. So this is the total actually. This should be added. 1200 plus 1600 is 2800, which is the call-in area amount, and it will be written here. The call-in area account, it will be credited with the 2800 only, not 3200. Now this shares has been forfeited. Now let us come to the next generality, that is, you can say the final call is being made, 3 rupees per share. Here you can write the narration, being 400 shares forfeited for non-payment of allotment money and first call money. Now let's come to the second point. Equity share, second and final call. Second and final call account debit to equity share capital account. Now 3 rupees per share on 20,000 share, it will come to 60,000. Being equity share first call money due. No, this 60,000 will not be there. One more thing is there, because Mohit shares have already been forfeited. This 60,000 will not be there, because final call. Mohit share has already been forfeited. So 20,000 shares into 3, it comes to 60,000. Out of this, Mohit share was 3. 400 shares, 4 3 are 12. 1200 will be deducted, it will come to 58,800. This will be the amount due, because Mohit share has already been forfeited, means on 400 shares call will not be made. So out of this 1200 will be deducted, only 58,800 will be called. 58,800. being share first call money due. Now again the Jolly, the shareholder of 600 shares, they had not paid the second call. Next we will be writing bank account debit. Bank account debit, calls in area will also be debited. Calls in area account debit to equity share. Second and final call. Account debit. Out of this 58,800, Jolly had not paid. That is 6. Jolly was allotted 400 shares and 3 rupees per share. That is 1800. She had not paid. Means the amount which will be received by the company will be 57,000 and 1800 will be transferred to Kaushik area account. Now after the second call was made, share of Jolly was also forfeited. So when shares are forfeited, the entry will remain the same, but securities premium entry will not be there, because if securities premium amount had been paid, then securities premium will not be cancelled. Means it will remain in the securities premium account. Earlier we have debited securities premium because this amount was not paid. But since Jolly has already paid the allotment, that is along with the allotment, securities premium was also there. So in this, while forfeiting the Jolly share, securities premium entry will not be mentioned, that is it will not be debited, only rest of the thing will remain the same. That is first of all equity share capital will be debited. Equity share capital account debit. This will be debited with the number of shares into called up account. Now we, as we know, 600 is the number of shares and called up amount, full amount of the shares have been called, that is 10 rupees per share. So it will come to 600 into 10, that is 6,000. It will be debited in. Now to share forfeiture. Share forfeiture account and to calls in area. Calls in areas. These two accounts will be credited. Share forfeiture account is credited with the amount which has been received, and calls in area is credited with the amount which has not been received. Jolly has not paid the first call and the second call, that is 3 rupees per share. Jolly has not paid. So 6 rupees per share has not been paid on 600 shares at the rate of rupees 6. 6 is the 36. This is the unpaid amount, and share forfeiture account, that is the amount to be transferred to share forfeiture will be 2400, because only 4, that is the application and allotment was paid, that is 4 rupees. 6 4 that 24 is paid. These share forfeited for non payment of first and second call. This is the general. Now these shares, out of these shares, some 800 shares are issued to Sutias fully paid for rupees 9 per share. Now out of these 600 shares are issued, 800 shares are issued, and it include hold of Mohit share. Now important thing is to be noted. 6 shares are issued, bank account debit. Bank account is debited, and now 600 shares are issued, but at the rate of rupees 9 per share. So amount received on 600 shares and amount received on 800 shares. 800 shares are issued. Amount received on 800 shares at the rate of rupees 9. It will amount to 9 8 is 72. 7,200. And 1 rupees discount is being provided. This discount of 1 rupees will be adjusted from share forfeiture account. Means the shares which have been forfeited, this amount, the 800 discount which is being provided, that is 1 per share, which is the discount has been provided, it will be adjusted to the share forfeiture account. So for this, share forfeiture will be debited. Share forfeiture account debit 800 to equity share capital account. 800 shares are issued of rupees 10, so it will come to 8,000. Now the narration will be being shares issued, being reissue of 800 shares at the rate of rupees 9 each, fully paid. So the balance amount of discount of 1 piece will be adjusted to the share forfeiture account. Now important thing is to be noted is here 400 shares of Mohit is completely issued, and out of the shares which of Jolly, only 400 shares are issued out of 600. Now you have to calculate 400 shares of Mohit. Thus amount of forfeited amount for Mohit was, when the shares of Mohit was forfeited, the share forfeiture amount was 1200. This is the Mohit share, and then this is the forfeited amount. 1200 is the forfeited amount. Out of Jolly's forfeited share, this is the forfeited shares of Jolly, and the forfeiture amount is 2400. For 600 shares, forfeiture amount is 2400. We have to calculate the proportionate amount, means out of this 600 only 400 shares are issued. So we have to calculate the proportionate amount of share forfeiture. If 600 shares are forfeited, forfeiture amount is 2400. For one, forfeiture amount will be 2400 by 600. Out of this 400 shares are issued, so forfeiture amount for 400 will be 2400 divided by 600 into 400. It will come to 2 zeros. You reduce from here, 6 1 is 6, 6 4 is 24, 4 4 is 16. It will come to 1600. So the amount which will be used for share forfeiture is 1200 plus 1600 of Jolly. This is Mohit's share, and this is Jolly's. Proportionate amount of Jolly's share forfeiture. Total amount is 2800. Total amount is 2800. Out of this 800 is used. Out of this 800 is used. So balance left is 2000. Out of 2800, the forfeiture amount 800 is used up, and balance 2000 will be left. This balance of 2000 will be transferred, will be treated as capital profit, and it will be transferred to capital reserve. The entry here will be share forfeiture account debit. Share forfeiture account debit to capital reserve. It will come to 2000. Now the narration in this case will be being share forfeiture, balance of share forfeiture transferred to capital reserve. This will be the general entry. After this, we will be solving some more question, wherein this was a comprehensive question, and after this, we will start solving some short questions also in the next video.